Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Creed 2. And I was super excited about this. I took my mom to see this on Thanksgiving, and I love the first Creed. I've been a huge Rocky fan my whole entire life, so I was excited. I did think it was kind of hokey that they were going to bring back the Von Drago, and this was going to be about Creed's son and Drago's son. I'm like, ugh. Is this going to be like crazy over the top like Rocky 4? Which, I love watching Rocky 4, it's a fun time, but like from a film perspective, it's literally an hour and a half of just montages. And weird robot flirting. But this film captures that same grittiness that the first Creed did, which I was a little afraid because we didn't have same director, same writer, because Ryan Coogler didn't come back to direct this film, and Stallone was going to direct this film, but Stephen Caple Jr. wound up directing this film, and he does a fantastic job. This film has great pacing. It does a great job of balancing its stories, because this was a big surprise to me, is you get a lot of depth on the Drago side of the story, and trying to balance that, trying to balance Creed, and trying to balance what he's dealing with, his new family issues, trying to balance what Rocky's dealing with. There's a lot going on in this film. And overall, I think Caple Jr. does a good job of balancing all of it. Is it perfectly balanced? No. Do some things feel like they're a bit rushed in terms of like a story perspective? Yeah, a little bit. And is the story a bit predictable? If you've seen a Rocky movie, if you've seen all the Rocky movies, you could pinpoint, well, that kind of threads from that movie, that kind of threads from that movie. It's not super original. And this is from Sylvester Stallone writing this. Not surprised, it feels like a Rocky movie. But the thing is, does that take away from the fact that this deals with some great emotional impact? No, it doesn't take away from that, because this really does. There's some great emotional moments and some great depth of characters a lot. One character that I felt like was a little bit pushed to the background was Adonis's wife, well, going to be wife, and she kind of, like, Tessa Thompson does a great job in this film, but she feels like she gets pushed a little bit back, but because the main focus of this is Adonis Creed, Rocky Balboa, and then Ivan Drago and Victor Drago. This is the plan that's set, this is what's set up for this film, and that's what it really deals with. But the thing is, from a filmmaking perspective, the cinematography is amazing in this film. The shots, especially the boxing scenes, because that was a big thing about Creed, was like the one take boxing match was awesome. What were they going to do in this? They use first person really well in this film, and you're like there, and Drago's punching you in the face, and you're like, holy crap. And I jumped in my seat a couple of times because how brutal these boxing scenes were. And Caple Jr. does a great job of capturing those scenes and really making them engaging. And the intensity, the music choices, really pumping things up. And obviously, one thing that popped in my head, if Stallone made this, the music probably would have been very different. But like the composition, the score was really well done. But then the music choices really fit where Adonis is coming from, and that really captures his character, where he's from, and it really builds off of what was done in Creed. There's a lot of rap music, and it really captures what he's feeling and where he's coming from, because this isn't about Rocky. But the relationships in this film, where they go and where these characters go, is very well done. Adonis Creed deals with so many different things, and they all work really well. Him becoming more connected in his relationship, becoming a father, and dealing with what he's fighting for, his relationship with Rocky. And this parallel of father and child, of Adonis making this connection with his young daughter, and then Rocky trying to find the will and the strength to reconnect with his son. And then what they do with the Dragos, I felt so bad for Victor Drago, and they have an incredible arc in this film, and I was not expecting that. And I'm not going to spoil much because there's some surprises in this, where a lot of the story might be telegraphed. There's some surprises in this, and a lot of it has to do with the Dragos, but I was really impressed with the depth that you get from them. And the performances, Michael B. Jordan is great. He does such a great job. He has the intensity, the tenderness. He feels real. Sylvester Stallone has such presence. You know, when even his voice. There's one particular shot at the beginning of the film where Adonis is in his room, in his locker room, and you just hear Rocky from off screen. And when Stallone's voice starts appearing and he's talking, your attention is like grabbed. He has such great presence. Tessa Thompson does a nice job. Dolph Lundgren does a fine job in what he's supposed to be doing, and Florian Minainu, I probably said that really bad, but he's an actual boxer who plays Victor Drago, and I was surprised with what he was able to do in this film. The physicality is amazing. Overall, I think this is a really well done film. And I highly recommend this. If you love Rocky, you have to go see this movie. It's another Rocky movie, and it's a great Rocky movie, and I highly recommend it. It's thrilling, it's emotional, it's dramatic. It's not the most surprisingly, like, this story's not going to surprise you. It's not going to, like, shock you. If you're trying to go out and see something that's going to, like, take you on a ride in terms of story and mystery and intrigue, this isn't what this film's about. You know where this is going, but the ride and the drama along the way is really what's worth it. The boxing, the action, the thrills, it's great. Go check out Creed 2, and thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.